Hi, I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. I'm doing another video here. Hopefully, it doesn't take very long. It's a video that's going to cover an executive order. And executive orders were a topic of one of my recent videos. The video was the one XRP, the Trojan horse in the Ukraine-Russia ordeal. I'm not sure if that's the exact title, but you guys can find it. It's only a couple weeks old, a week old or so. And I said something in that video that I'm gonna tie into this video. I'm tying my videos in because I want people to see the future proof in the past, basically. Best way I can say it. And hopefully gain confidence in the videos I put out, come back for more. So if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If it's your first time here, I hope that you like it. There's nothing against you liking it as soon as you see my face. Hi. And there's nothing against you liking it at any point that you actually do like it. It doesn't cost you anything but a click. And I hope that you do. And I hope that you stay around and you hear the whole thing so you get the whole picture. And once you get the whole picture, maybe you'll go look at some of my other videos too and get a broader picture, get a panoramic view of where I'm coming from. But things are moving fast. I thought it was a good idea to cover another video today covering this because it's so timely. But those who watch my videos know we got to do something for 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds? I hope you got 5 seconds.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
And if the mic does sound right, we're going to cover this article right here from Investopedia. And you can see what this article is about. They got Ukraine advertised up there, don't they? That Biden will reportedly sign a cryptocurrency executive order this week. And my prior video that I'm referencing talked about how we can anticipate executive orders. I'm going to tap that in here after I read this portion of this article where it says that President Biden reportedly plans to sign an executive order this week to firm up the U.S. government's approach to cryptocurrencies. Analysts expect the order to provide guidance to multiple federal agencies in investigating possible regulatory changes for cryptocurrencies. The order is expected to touch on national security and broader economic impacts of cryptocurrencies. And when I show this next slide, I'm cutting and pasting as I go, folks, because I'm learning. You'll notice that it touches on national security and the broader economic impacts of cryptocurrencies. And that's something we covered in an earlier video, the one that I keep referencing. And I'll keep references and put the cards in there and everything for you. But this is a portion out of that video where it was talking about the exact same thing, national security. So I'm trying to catch a clip and I'm trying to dance through it a little bit to help make the point. But let's listen in to the point.
So it becomes a matter of national security now because the war has begun. And so once it becomes a matter of national security, we can find ourselves with an executive order. And if you look up an executive order, you will see that an executive order, that's telling you one about it, that we're talking about for gold. It was signed in April 1933 by U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, forbidding the hoarding of gold.
Forbidding the hoarding of gold. Well, as we go on and continue in reading this article, we'll talk about that forbidding of hoarding of gold too. Because if you recall, I did a video with Russia just turned to the gold standard. It says reports of a potential order seeking to establish a central policy regarding cryptocurrencies previously circulated in January. And the key takeaways here, he wants to sign an executive order this week regarding the U.S. government's strategy. Sounds like a war thing for digital currencies. In the order, it's reportedly provide guidance regarding regulations, national security, and economic impacts. And they say there's a lack of clarity regarding regulations. Does that sound familiar, folks? Aren't we going through a lawsuit right now with XRP and the SEC about a lack of clarity on what's a security and what's not? It all ties in, folks. Because, see, the industry executives have voiced concerns about a perceived lack of clarity. Now they're siding up, it sounds, with the Ripple regarding the U.S. government's approach to regulating cryptocurrencies. And this executive order is expected to begin to assign roles. So as this, I don't read. This is DK will talk about it. And I tried to time it with how I highlighted it, and you can see it there. It will also likely require the agencies to provide updated reports about their plans later in 2022. And so here's the anticipated executive order. Now, it's not doing what I said in the video, which could possibly happen, but as you see, as I'll wrap this up, that's not out of the picture, because see, we don't know what this executive order is going to say, and it's not unheard of to do an executive order once and then do an executive order again. And so let's not get too confident about it. I don't think there's any reason to be confident at all about it, other than the fact that we anticipated it to happen. And so as we go further, let's listen in to that video.
Aren't we hoarding our XRP? Gold bullion and gold certificates within the continental U.S. Aren't we the only country isolated from XRP more so than others with this SEC lawsuit? The executive order was made under the authority of the Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917, as amended by the Emergency Banking Act in March of 1933.
Are you seeing how these things begin to tie in, folks? The executive orders have begun. And the nuclear bomb for the U.S. this time, just like Nagasaki and Hiroshima, is XRP's technology, Ripple's technology, on-demand liquidity, the XRPL, Flare Network. That's the bomb. Russia's got their gold. The BRICS nations are going to fall. Now, don't get me wrong. I see it all as a orchestrated dance, and they make it convincing. But the next executive order will probably attack our XRP, just the way I anticipated. And they made it more palatable when they made senior federal officials, they're not allowed to trade crypto, stocks, and bonds. So in other words, if we're telling all these important people what to do with their stocks, bonds, and crypto, you shouldn't be upset when we tell you what to do with your stocks, bonds, and crypto. And so let's listen in some.
So that there is an excuse for them to declare that it's systemically important. And now that it's systemically important, they can issue an executive order, and that executive order is you got to sell it. They've already made it so that you can't buy it. So now you have to sell it. And guess what? We're going to tell you how much it's worth.
And guess what? We're going to tell you how much it's worth. Folks, things are moving fast, and they're going to keep moving fast. And if you've been a little afraid to put your toe in the water, it's time to do a cannonball. Get on in there, because this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And if you don't do it, that's on you. We can see here that Biden is going to sign a crypto order as firms face sanctions pressure. Are you seeing how they're making it all harder to resist? And you can see here that this is being spoken of as a government-wide plan. And the government-wide plan is due to national security, focus on the executive order. Once they make the war, folks, they can pretty much play with us however they wish. It says here that this order will direct federal agencies to examine potential regulatory changes as well as the national security and economic impact of digital assets. The White House approach to crypto has attracted fresh attention in recent weeks. And if we scroll through this, I'm not going to read it. Of course, you know I'm not going to read the whole thing, because this is DK will talk about. And that's what I want to do. I want to talk about it. I want to tell you what I see, how I perceive it. And so far, it seems to be close to being on point. It's a little dull, but it's close. I mean, I don't have the inside track. But it says here, meanwhile, they're facing intense scrutiny, the crypto industry. That's us, from the likes of Senator Warren and the Senate Banking Committee chairman. Yeah, they're coming after our crypto, folks, eventually. And like I mentioned, many of them are going to die. And the reason I'm doing this video is because, once again, there's confirmation of something said in a prior video. And it says here that although we have not seen widespread evasion of our sanctions using methods such as cryptocurrency, no, Russia's using gold. They're not using cryptocurrencies. Prompting reporting of suspicious activity contributes to our national security and our efforts to support, oh, you're so sweet, to support the Ukraine and its people. And see how they play it, folks? That's what they're doing. Now, I can't be any more informative than I'm trying to be. But they're going to make what they want to happen happen. They're going to come out with executive orders. They're going to create wars. They're going to scare you to death. They're going to make you afraid to own crypto or own anything almost. Because, see, one of the great resets is that you will own nothing and you will be happy. Wow. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Think about that, folks. And then there's a global currency reset. The war continues, folks, and the executive orders have started. So I just wanted to get this news out there. And the news is out there. And I'm going to leave like I started. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I've talked about it like a newsboy. Get your daily paper here. I won't be doing daily videos, so don't even think that. I do videos when it's time to do videos. But I leave like I enter. So let's do that. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.